Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Alexi and this is Soto-Tek. In this video, I'm going to make a full camera comparison between the Galaxy M51 and the iPhone 11. Once again, like in the case of my camera comparison against the Pixel 4a, some people might think that there is no point because the M51 is one of Samsung's cheapest and most affordable phones. So the camera cannot stand a chance against the iPhone 11, given iPhone's reputation for their excellent cameras and one of the best ones in the market. The point is to see how much better the iPhone 11 really is, especially given the price gap, and there are a few surprises. As usual, before showing you some pics and videos, let's quickly go through both phones' camera specs. The M51 has at the back a 64 megapixels main wide lens, but by default it is 12 megapixel, which I preferred, to be honest. It doesn't have optical image stabilization. That's something very important to have in mind. The second lens is a 12 megapixel ultra wide angle lens. A third lens is a 5 megapixel micro lens, and the fourth one is a 5 megapixel depth sensor. You can record 1080p and 4K videos at 30 frames per second. The front-facing camera is a 32 megapixel lens, and you can also record videos at 4K and 1080p 30 frames per second. The iPhone 11 has at the back a 12 megapixel main wide-angle lens with optical image stabilization and a 12 megapixel ultra wide-angle lens. You can record 1080p videos at 30, 60, 120 and 240 frames per second, and 4K at 24, 30 and 60 frames per second. The front-facing camera has 12 megapixel, and you can record 1080p videos at 30, 60, 120 frames per second, and 4K at 24, 30 and 60 frames per second. Okay, let's now check some pictures and videos, and I'll come back at the end with a couple of my thoughts. Okay, Galaxy M51, 1080p, 30 frames per second. iPhone 11, 1080p, 60 frames per second. Very sunny sky, blue, sunny, gorgeous sky. Nice weather today here in London. Here we go, walking. From what I can see, not sure about the dynamic range. It looks better sometimes on the M51. Next, sometimes better on the iPhone 11. Check out the stabilization. So the iPhone 11 with wider field of view. Not too bad actually. But in terms of the sky, not sure to be honest. Kind of looks the same on both. Sometimes better on the M51, sometimes better on the iPhone 11. So what is clear is that in terms of my image, so if you look at my jumper, it looks a little bit sharper on the M51. So here we are, 4K, 30 frames per second on the M51 and 60 frames per second on the iPhone. So I wanted to do this also like in the case of the 1080p video with nice blue and sunny sky, just to test the dynamic range. But I made a mistake and I only realized when I was editing the video this week. So, and now the weather is rubbish, typical London or UK weather. So, but I have to do it now. So see, from what I can see, I think it's a little bit overblown on the iPhone 11. Let's check quickly the stabilization and see. It looks like it looks good on both of them. And as I said, the M51 doesn't have any optical image stabilization, so quite blown out on the iPhone 11, to my surprise. But the color reproduction seems to be better on the iPhone 11 too. So take it for what it is. So I'm stretch my hands a little bit more. Okay, that was the camera comparison. What do you think? Once again, on the whole, the iPhone 11 has a better camera, but how much better really? I think that the Galaxy M51 can beat it on certain occasions too. You let me know in the comments down below. One thing I like to mention again is the fact that despite the Galaxy M51 having some shortcomings like the lack of dynamic range when recording videos with the front camera, or photos coming a little bit too dark depending on the angle they are taken, it is still surprising to me that also, despite not having optical image stabilization or even electronic image stabilization, the stabilization of videos and sharpness of most pictures are very good. If Samsung releases a camera update to improve even just a little bit the issues I just mentioned, oh boy, this phone is definitely for the masses, and it is all you need if you are not a Galaxy Note series fan like me, of course. I hope that with the Android 11 update or even before, we'll see some of these camera improvements. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, and I would really appreciate if you subscribe to the channel and help me grow as fast as possible. Once again, as a primary school teacher, it is difficult for me to find the time and energy to make these videos, so your subscription would mean a lot to me and would also be a great motivation to keep making these videos. Thanks to all those who have already subscribed. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you get the notifications of future videos. See you in the next one. Hasta la vista.